तो आज काफ़ी ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट दिन है टेक इंडस्ट्री के लिए भी और इंडिया के लिए भी, क्योंकि आज इंग्लैंड में दो ऐसे इवेंट हो रहे हैं जिनके लिए सबको बेसब्री से इंतज़ार था। पहला नथिंग फ़ोन 1 का लॉन्च इवेंट जो कि फाइनली अब स्टार्ट होने वाला है, और सेकेंडली इंडिया वर्सेस इंग्लैंड, मतलब इंडिया टूर ऑफ इंग्लैंड का फर्स्ट ओडीआई। विराट कोहली नहीं खेल रहे हैं क्योंकि वो थोड़े इंजर्ड हैं, ऐसा सुनने में आया है। होपफुली नेक्स्ट मैच वो खेलेंगे। मैं काफ़ी एक्साइटेड हूँ उनकी इनिंग्स देखने के लिए। और बाकी अभी तक आप में से किसी ने ज्वाइन नहीं करा है, मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा आप लोग ज्वाइन करें। और नथिंग वन फ़ोन के लिए मैं काफ़ी ज़्यादा एक्साइटेड हूँ। देखते हैं कब तक वो लॉन्च होता है, मतलब किस प्राइसिंग पे। और एक्सपेक्टेड प्राइसिंग मेरे हिसाब से लगभग 35,000 के आसपास होनी चाहिए। बाकी देखते हैं क्या होता है। और काफ़ी अच्छा इंडिया भी खेल रही है, 110 पे ऑल आउट कर दिया है T20 मैच की तरह। और अब ऋषभ पंत ने काफ़ी अच्छी अपनी विकेट कीपिंग करी, और साथ ही साथ रोहित शर्मा ने काफ़ी अच्छी कैप्टनसी करी। उन्होंने काफ़ी अच्छा कैप्टन होने का रोल करा, और साथ ही साथ जसप्रीत बुमराह ने काफ़ी शानदार बॉलिंग करी। बाय द वे, अब हम वापस नथिंग फ़ोन 1 की तरफ आ जाते हैं। तो स्टार्ट होने वाला है, तब तक आप लोग इंतज़ार करिए, मैं कुछ ही देर में वापस आता हूँ। ऑलराइट दोस्तों, ऑलराइट दोस्तों, स्टार्ट हो चुका है नथिंग फ़ोन 1 का लॉन्च इवेंट। ऑलराइट दोस्तों, three minutes are left to start the event. ऑलराइट दोस्तों, 2 लोग देख रहे हैं, मैं आप लोगों से कहूँगा प्लीज़ ज्वाइन करे रखिए, क्योंकि 2 प्रेस्टीजियस या फिर मैं कहूँ काफ़ी ज़्यादा ज़बरदस्त इवेंट इस टाइम इंग्लैंड में चल रहे हैं। सबसे पहले जिससे हम सबको इंतजार था, नथिंग फोन 1 का लॉन्च इवेंट, और उसकी प्राइसिंग अराउंड 35,000 होने वाली है। सब मैं आपको आगे डिटेल बताऊंगा। तो दूसरा चल रहा है इंडिया टूर ऑफ इंग्लैंड का फर्स्ट ओडीआई, और काफ़ी अच्छा खेला है इंडिया ने, 10वां ऑल आउट कर दिया इंग्लैंड को 22 ओवर में, और जसप्रीत बुमराह ने 6 विकेट, मोहम्मद शमी ने 3 विकेट, काफ़ी ज़्यादा ज़बरदस्त T20 की तरह खेला है ओडीआई को। और अब रोहित शर्मा शिखर धवन बैटिंग पे है, और वहीं साथ साथ इंग्लैंड में ही नथिंग फोन 1 का लॉन्च इवेंट भी चल रहा है। तो मैं काफ़ी ज़्यादा एक्साइटेड था आज के दिन के लिए, बट विराट कोहली नहीं खेल रहे हैं, मेरे फेवरेट क्रिकेटर। कोई बात नहीं, बट आप लोग कनेक्टेड रहिए मेरे से, मैं आपको बताता रहूँगा सब कुछ अपडेट्स। ऑलराइट दोस्तों, मैं 1 मिनट में आया। really important to us. दोस्तों, स्टार्ट हो चुका है इवेंट।
Ourselves as consumers would even be interested in. If we saw our own product in the store, we want to pick it up, we want to buy it, we want to try it. I think the second thing is, am I proud to share this product with my friends and family? Because when you're thinking about your loved ones and you're making a product for them, you're going to go the extra mile. You're going to do the extra all-nighter just to make the product a little bit better. So I think these 2 simple principles are what really guided us when we were developing the Phone 1. Is it going to work? I don't know. Today, I'm really excited to see whether our instincts were correct. And we're not alone here. It's pretty amazing that we have almost 10,000 people who invest in our company. Not institutions, but regular people who chose to believe in a company who had only made a pair of headphones and with some vague ideas of what the future could be like. Why do we do this? Why do we have so many regular investors investing in our company? Well, I believe, starting a company today is not the same as starting a company 40 years ago. Something called the internet came in between and got invented. I think what the internet really enables is that, first of all, people from all corners of the world can suddenly have access to all the information. So we want to use the internet, and we want to leverage that to really connect all the most creative, smartest people all over the world to build this company together with us. Last month, we leaked, or we unveiled the design of the phone 1 ourselves. Why? Because these days it's really hard to keep control of all the leaks, so we thought we might as well do it ourselves. This way at least we can control what kind of images are going out. But the results really blew our mind. The internet there's so much buzz online. We're really grateful for all that positivity. We're following the design reveal. We engraved the first 100 phones from 1 to 100 and auctioned them out on StockX. The first phone went for over $3,000, and in total we raised over $100,000. Isn't that amazing? We're putting this money into a community managed fund, and I'm really looking forward to see what our community chooses to do with the money. All right, it's kind of noisy here, so let's go somewhere else and I'll dive into the details of the phone 1. This looks like a pretty good place to watch some videos with parrots.
I have very vivid light experiences. Sometimes I went into lights that they're brighter than the sun, and I see patterns in dirt, in trees, and I say, oh boy, this stuff is really, really something else.
Modern smartphone releases have become quite boring. It's usually about specs and features. For us, with the phone 1, we wanted to bring something fresh to the market. We start off with a modern smartphone as a canvas to build upon, but then we really did something interesting on the back. We call it the glyph interface. What does it do? It looks really cool, but what's the function behind it? There's a couple of things. First of all, we've perfectly synced the glyph lights with our ringtones. Let me show you. That's a Morse code. Do you know what it is for? Our intention is for you to set different ringtones and different corresponding glyph patterns for different people. You'll remember those, and if you're in a meeting or at a dinner and you don't want to always be on your phone, you can flip your phone over. It will turn all your ringtones to silent, and the glyph combinations will tell you who's trying to call you. So it's like a visual dialer or a visual ringtone almost. Another feature we have here is that all the glyphs are next to the functional areas of the phone. So this one is next to the charging port. As you're charging your phone, this becomes like a progress bar to show how much you charged. The one here in the middle is next to the wireless charging coil, so when you're charging or reverse charging something, this will light up to indicate that it's being in use. The one up here in the upper right corner, it points to the front-facing camera on the front, and there's also one around the dual camera setup here. This is the start, and we're building more features on top of the glyph interface, and we look forward to work with our community to see where we can go with this. Something else that's really important for us is how it feels in the hand, like the experience of the product, right? Because we're using our smartphone for hours and hours a day, we wanted the experience to be premium. The front and back are Gorilla Glass 5, and the bezels are made up of 100% recycled aluminum. So nowhere where you touch the phone do you have plastic. For us, sustainability has been important ever since the beginning, but it's not something that you should talk a lot about. For us, it's more about taking the actions and stating the facts. So what have we actually done on the product, right? Apart from the mid-frame, that's 100% recycled aluminum, more than 50% of the plastics used in the phone 1 are bioplastics or recycled plastics, and 100% of the tin used for soldering is also recycled. We're the only ones, as far as we know, in this industry that's doing this. The first reaction I had to the phone 1 when I first held it in my hand was, wow, this is really light. And when I've been showing this to friends, that's also their first reaction, because in the past year or so, I've been using the iPhone, and the iPhone is really heavy because it comes with a steel frame, whereas the phone 1 comes with an aluminum frame. So that's the main difference. Another really core part of the experience for a smartphone is the OS. I don't really get why some Android brands would really put a heavy skin on top of Android. It slows everything down, and I like the Android design. I think there's a lot of good default Android apps, so let's not replace them with our own. Instead, let's focus our time and effort on things that, like incremental value that we can add to users. Our vision is a world without barriers between people and technology, and where you can use your smartphone as a hub for your entire digital life. So for us, what's important is that we build connectivity between Nothing OS and other products all around you. So it goes without saying that Nothing OS should work well with our own products. Actually, we only have one product on the market, which is the Ear One. So in the quick settings of Nothing OS, you're going to have quick setting controls for your Ear One. You can change the noise cancellation mode, you can connect it, disconnect it, etc. But we want our ecosystem to be more than just Nothing products. So we're also building controls for third-party products. The first one we built is for Tesla. So if you're a Tesla owner, you can connect with your Tesla, turn on the lights, flash the lights to help you find it in a parking lot, or turn on the AC before you enter the car, so it's just at the right temperature when you need it. When it comes to software, our approach is that stability and quality is way more important than building a ton of features, because the smartphone is such an essential product. It needs to work all the time. And maybe you're in an emergency and it just has to work, right? It cannot be a product that ever fails. It's also a product we ship to a ton of consumers. It's a mass market product. So for us on the software side, stability, quality, and reliability is way more important than having a ton of flashy features. So that's why when you look at our engineering team and you look at our resources, we place much more resource on testing, quality assurance, bug fixing than new feature development. In fact, last time I checked, we had more than 500 engineers on Jira just closing tickets and fixing bugs. So that's our approach to software. In the past couple of months, a lot of the team have become quite interested in NFTs. So we've also built a fun little NFT widget on the home screen of your phone, so you can display your NFT collection, quickly view floor prices, and more. Another super important feature are the cameras. Smartphone cameras are one of the most used features on a smartphone. And the phone one is actually quite controversial, believe it or not. It's only got 2 cameras. You might have seen that a lot of modern smartphones have 3 cameras or 4 cameras. But actually, the amount of cameras is not what makes the photo quality good. In fact, a lot of these brands, they have maybe 1 good camera, and they put 3 kind of cheap cameras, just to make you believe it's an advanced 4-camera system. But in reality, like after you buy the product and you start using the other 3 cameras and you're not that satisfied with the photo quality, I think that really erodes the trust. Maybe it's good for initial sales, but really erodes trust in the brand for the long run. So for us, we kept it simple, no bullshit. 2 cameras, both are really solid, 50 megapixel sensors. The main camera is a Sony IMX766, used in a lot of flagship Android phones today, and we also added OIS and EIS for that additional secondary sensor. We went with an ultra-wide, so you can capture more of the scene. It's the Samsung JN1, also a really good sensor, and it has a 114-degree field of view. In fact, instead of telling you all about the technology behind it, the AI and all that stuff, let's just show you, right? And you know, in a lot of these smartphone keynotes, these smartphone brands would hire professional photographers. They would pay them and they would fly to exotic locations, and then they would use Photoshop or other photo editing tools to make the images look really nice. But the problem is, never in 100 years are you going to be able to take those photos if you buy that product. So instead of doing that, we thought, hey, why don't we just give the phone to our community, our friends, have them take some photos in London. Let's upload the photos so you can download them. They're unedited, you can zoom in, and you get a real sense of the images that you're going to be able to take with our product. Apart from photos, the modern smartphone is able to take really good videos. So the phone one lets you capture 4K videos. We also built this fun little thing on the back where when you're recording a video, there's a red LED light that's blinking. Pretty cool, huh? By the way, what do you think about the quality of this keynote so far? In fact, it's been taken on the Phone 1. For a smartphone, a display is also super key. I mean, you spend hours and hours every day on your smartphone. I think the AMOLED panel that we're using on the Phone 1 is actually one of the best on the market. It's got HDR10 Plus certification. It's got 10 bits of color. That means a billion colors, so that whenever you're viewing content, it's just so vivid and so lifelike. It's also got a 120 hertz refresh rate and a 240 hertz sampling rate. What does that mean? This, coupled with the software tuning that we've done, means that when you're scrolling through apps, social media feeds, etc., it's all buttery smooth. It's a really pleasant experience. We also did something quite controversial on the screen. We used the flexible OLED display to create a flat design. How does that work? Well, there's this OCD part of us where we wanted the four sides of the phone, so the chin, the forehead, the two bezels to be exactly the same width. And usually on Android phones, the chin is a bit bigger than the other parts because on OLED displays, there's these connector ribbons that connects the screen to the motherboard that take up the additional space. So by opting for a flexible OLED, we were able to bend it over to the back. The chin part is on the back and hidden. And that's how we accomplished the symmetrical bezels. But the problem is this costs almost double. Like a flexible OLED display costs almost double that of a regular OLED display. And again, this is a decision that we can't possibly justify with data. Like if we opt for this display and pay almost double for the screen, are we gonna get X amount of better commercial performance on the phone? Don't know. But at the end of the day, we need to create products that we're really proud of, that we like to use ourselves and also are proud to share with our friends and family. And that's just what we did with the display on the Phone 1. Let's talk about performance. Mobile processors have improved a lot over the past couple of years. So with the Phone 1, we didn't want to go for the latest and greatest on paper. Instead, we wanted to choose a really reliable and solid processor. It comes with a Snapdragon 778G+, using the efficient TSMC 6nm process. It balances battery life, reliability, and performance. And on performance, I'm actually playing Diablo Immortal quite often these days, and even on the highest graphic settings, it doesn't lag. In terms of battery, what's important is that it can comfortably last more than a day. So the Phone 1 comes with a 4,500 milliampere battery. It's got 33 watts of wire charging. It takes around 1 hour to fully charge. It's got 15 watts of wireless charging and 5 watts of reverse wireless charging. So that's about it. Let's go get some fresh air. So that's the Nothing Phone 1. It's a really big step forward for us. It's got this unique lift interface on the back, but more importantly, it's just a really well-balanced smartphone with everything from the build quality to the performance to the cameras. Oh, and it also comes in black. Prices start at $399, and the first time you're going to be able to try it and buy it for yourself is on the 16th of July at our kiosk in Covent Garden. General release is on the 21st of July, where you're going to be able to buy it on Nothing.tech, as well as across all our partners. We've arrived at our office now. Today we're actually doing a little event where we've invited our friends and community to celebrate the launch of the Phone 1 together with us. Do you want to come?
After some hours, then I was laying in the bed. I came back. You will see things which are transformed. It's a different view, a different experience of our existence.
Wow.
Hello. Welcome. You thought the electric cafe was noisy? Look at this room.
It's humid and hot as well, not just noisy.
It is. We said Phone 1 is coming this summer. We fulfilled both promises. Well, Carl, I don't want to be the one starting off by asking a rudimentary question, but I absolutely must. Day is finally here. How are you feeling?
You know, it feels so unreal. 1.5 years ago, this was all just like words and ideas, and 1.5 years later, it's getting so real. It's finally launching. It's a very emotional day for me.
I'm pretty sure, and I'm really glad that you're keeping it together. We have a lot of people here who are waiting to speak to you. But you know, I want to recap and throw back to one of the conversations that you and I were having about a week ago, where you said that building a smartphone is super complicated, and we were getting a little candid about the journey so far. And one thing really stuck out for me is when you said that it takes a village.
Yeah, it really does. It's such a complicated product. So we've been so lucky that we've had such great talent from all over the industry join us on this mission together. But do you know who the real unsung hero is? They're the family members.
Yeah.
The Nothing team has been working so hard, and the family members have been so supportive and understanding.
Well, thanks for acknowledging them, and here's a huge shout out to all the team members who couldn't join us in this room but have our backs and managing the show behind the scenes. Carl, I can see a lot of eyes that kind of tell me that leave him alone so we can speak to him. So go ahead, do that. I'm going to bring people who are tuned in a behind the scenes look, because a lot of times when you watch these events, you always wonder what's going on, and I'm here to bring you a sneak peek. And speaking of that, Carl mentioned right at the beginning that we have a lot of friends and partners. Please welcome Emiliano, Senior Director at Qualcomm for Product Marketing. Emiliano, you've been working so closely with us from the very beginning. You've been an important partner in making this happen. But I don't want to be the one who assumes that everyone knows everything. So let's start off by introducing Qualcomm to the uninitiated. Can you tell us a little about that?
Yes. Let me tell you a bit about Qualcomm. So Qualcomm is doing low power, high performance solutions to enable a future where everything and everybody is intelligently connected. And you can find our technologies and innovations across many industries, and also in the devices that billions of people use every day.
All right, thanks for that quick tutorial and decoding for us what Qualcomm is. Now, I know that we've worked closely, and I don't know how many people actually know this, but Qualcomm worked with us closely at Nothing, and you specially fine-tuned the chipset for the Phone 1, which is the 778G Plus. It did not have the wireless charging and the reverse charging in the original chipset. Talk to us about that process.
Yes, you are correct. So basically, like Carl mentioned, Phone 1 is based on 778G Plus mobile platform. And we've been working with Team and Nothing to tune it and offer a right balance of performance and power so that people could get the most of it. And you will see it in the phone when you see it later, that is bringing really something new and different to the smartphone industry.
Well, thanks for doing that. And of course, people are going to see the phone. And for those who've tuned in, they're going to see that too. Let me now ask you, and that's probably a question that many of our media friends have. What's next for Nothing in Qualcomm? What are we working on?
So first of all, we're really happy to be here and to be part of Phone 1 launch event today. And really proud to have joined forces with Nothing to develop this product. So what's next? We look forward to see this device in the hands of consumers and can't wait to work with Nothing on the future project.
Guys, I tried, but we didn't get much anyway. One last question, and then I promise I'm going to let you go. When was the last time you stepped out to a partner event without a tie?
Actually, that's a good question. But, happy to be and to fit with these great event.
Thank you. Thanks for matching the vibe. I'm going to leave you to this and enjoy the show. Thanks, Emiliano. All right, guys. Now, if you're wondering where we are, this is the Design Hub. If you remember at the beginning of the year, we told you that we would be building a Design Hub right here in London and we will be investing in that. Well, that blueprint has come to life. And speaking of design, Tom, can I get you for one quick second? We have Tom with us, who's the head of design. Very familiar. We've seen you in our Nothing series. You've been very, very candid about the making of Phone 1. It's a complicated process, but if I were to ask you, what has been the hardest component for you to work on, what would you say that is?
I mean, actually, I think I would say it's probably the industry, you know. Everywhere you look, you're sort of being piped in one direction, but for some reason we were crazy enough to wake up one day and sort of think that we wanted to do something very differently. And you know, it turns out it's not that easy. But I'm really proud of the team that we have assembled, what we've been able to achieve in the last year. You know, I think we have something really fun with the Glyph interface, and I think that's only a starting point for us. It's sort of like a platform that we can build on for a lot of years, so I'm super excited and proud of the team.
Well, thanks, Tom, for sharing that. And speaking of design, I mentioned to you that we have some friends from the media. There are, of course, partners here and some whose actual job is to critique us. And I have with me Jonathan from Wallpaper. Thanks for being here, Jonathan. I just spoke to Tom and he spoke about the Glyph interface. But I also believe that we told you during an interview exclusively that Phone 1's design was inspired by the New York subway maps. I'm so curious to know that what that entire incident was, and how did you react when you hear that for the first time?
Well, the New York subway map by Milton Friedman's a classic, design classic, very geometric shape, reducing a very complex system down to a very simple system. And I guess that sort of comes across in the design of the Glyph at the back here, which I think looks fantastic. It's a very sort of striking thing that you can get used to, and yeah, I've been using it a lot.
All right, thanks for sharing that, and enjoy the show. And I already see that you're on the device. Enjoy your time with Phone 1. And while I was speaking to Jonathan, I just spotted someone I didn't expect here to see. Emmanuel, thank you so much for being with us. For those of you who don't know you, why don't you quickly introduce yourself?
Hey, it's Emmanuel here, huge fan of the brand and an all-round supporter in general.
Well, thanks for saying that. And, we were, of course, expecting the tech lovers and the tech enthusiasts. But it's good to see that folks from other industries as well are interested in the brand, love what we do. What was your reaction when you saw Phone 1 for the first time?
I mean, I was amazed. You know, firstly, it looks good. And secondly, the fact that the design is a little bit more tailored to tech as opposed to just a design made me feel even more excited.
Thanks for joining us, and enjoy the rest of the show. Behind me, I do see Gareth. I'm going to talk to you for one quick second. Gareth is the CEO of O2. Gareth, we've of course joined forces in building this product together, and you're someone who knows a lot of our competitors as well, and you know the industry inside out. So let me ask you, when was the last time you saw this level of intrigue for a young brand that's just launching, the second product in the ecosystem and the first smartphone?
I think we're hugely excited as O2 to be involved in the Nothing launch. When you ask in terms of excitement, I've been in the industry for 20 plus years, and it'll be 15 years since I saw anything this exciting or this much interest, when probably the launch of the first smartphone, you might call it, in 2007 to now. I think Carl summed up, he said the smartphone revolution has ended. Well, actually it hasn't. And this is what we're really excited about with Nothing.
Well, thanks for sharing that. And I guess, as we've said to you already, this is just the start of our journey. And speaking of the start of our journey, someone, a partner all the way from India who's joined us, Ajay, thanks for being here with us. You partnered with us at a very early and a pivotal stage for our company. I was, of course, super curious to know that when big brands partnered with us, it's like Flipkart, what made you think that, Nothing is a company that I want to back and I partner with and join forces with?
First of all, congratulations to the Nothing team. I think this is not a launch of a product, it's a launch of a wave, an era. The technology products from today onwards will be very, very, very different. We started our journey almost 2.5 years back when we had our first conversation. One of the things that got Flipkart to where it is today, India is the largest consumer market in the world in terms of second largest for mobile phones, We listen to our customers and we listen to them hard. We go to them again and again. Over the last 3-4 years, there were 3 trends that we picked up, which were completely unmet in the market. The first one, as the technology was becoming more complex, customers were asking for, they were literally crying out for simplicity. The second one was, as the price of products was going up, customers were saying, can you democratize premium experiences? The third one was, see, there's a term technology and then there's lifestyle technology. Consumers are using more and more technology products, and they were literally asking and saying, can your products look beautiful? Can this be a beautiful part of my life instead of just a device to communicate, talk, hear, listen? And when we met Carl and the Nothing team, there was a very natural echo around these 3 pillars. We knew we were onto something, and we knew Carl and team were onto something. I think the launch of first product, Nothing Year 1, further reinforced our belief. We are very, very excited to see the form factor, to experience the product. I'm very sure this product will change the way technology products are created from here on. Excited to be part of this journey.
Well, that makes the 2 of us. I think the same. And we just spoke about the form factor. We've been talking about the design, and I have to bring Angelisa in because she and her team have been working on the Nothing OS, and we've been saying from the very beginning that we want the hardware and the software to speak the same language. Talk to us about the journey, what the past couple of months looked like for you. I know it's been a long, long road, but we're finally here. The products are out with everyone to check them out, and the OS is something that people have been talking about a lot as to how it's refined the Android experience completely.
Yeah, of course today we are very proud to launch this product here. It has been a very intense but also enthusiastic journey to see the phone coming alive, design iteration after iteration. And this is not the end because actually this is the beginning, because now through the mass usage of the phone we can analyze the user feedback, we can do observation, and this can help us to improve the current experience and also can be the fertile base to shape the next Nothing OS. And also I want to take this opportunity to thank the community because we engage a lot with them and the response has been amazing. We did a lot of surveys with them and they respond a lot of people responded to us in very few times. And so this pushes us to deliver the best and in our mission to deliver something different and fresher in the tech landscape.
Well, Angelisa, this is your moment, so enjoy. And of course, you have a lot of people to give you first-hand feedback. And you give me a great segue for someone who I want to speak next with, and that is someone from the community, someone who's backed us not just in spirit, but with your hard-earned money. Meg, welcome to Nothing event. And I just want to know what made you think that, okay, I'm going to invest in this company.
So really happy to be here. I feel like I've always been really curious about Nothing and the fact that we can be part of a community, people who want to change technology in the future, and just, being part of someone who's ready to change the game. So really excited to be here. The phone launch is amazing.
Well, enjoy your time at this show. And guys, I would love to continue this, but there is so much going on that I personally don't want to miss out on this action as well. It's been a long journey, but as we said, this is just the beginning. This is the real start of our journey. And I know I speak on behalf of the entire team. I hope you love the phone one as much as we do. It's been a long road, and as Carl said, it takes a village. You got a glimpse of that. There are more people upstairs. I'm going to go meet them. What an amazing day this has been. Thanks for making this happen and supporting us from the very beginning. I hope you continue to support us throughout this journey as well. With that, I would like to wrap. Goodbye, and it's time to make tech fun again.
तो ऑलराइट दोस्तों, अब नथिंग फोन का लॉन्च इवेंट ख़त्म हो चुका है। काफ़ी सब लोग टेक क्रिएटर्स की अनबॉक्सिंग में आ गई है। अनफॉर्चुनेटली मेरी नहीं आ पाई है, कोई बात नहीं, बट मैं पूरी कोशिश करूँगा कि मैं अपने चैनल पे भी नथिंग फोन वन की अनबॉक्सिंग करूँ। वैसे तो बहुत सारे टेक क्रिएटर्स की अभी आ चुकी हैं, मैं भी ट्राई करूँगा, लेकिन सुबह एक डिटेल वीडियो में ज़रूर से बताऊँगा। तो आप बने रहिए मेरे चैनल पे।